Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and I would like to introduce you to somebody. This is Isaac. And if you notice, as I zoom out here, Isaac is all alone by himself on this relatively small island. But why? Well, when he was born, he was exiled into this kingdom by the decision of these three kingdoms here. And was he exiled because of his godly powers and his super health? No, they exiled him because he's green, obviously. These kingdoms just couldn't handle a green person. But as these kingdoms would slowly forget about Isaac being trapped in the middle as the ages pass and the knowledge of him is forgotten, Isaac will never forget, because he is immortal. And in 1,000 years, when these walls begin to collapse, he will have his revenge, and he will attack these kingdoms. But we have a long time until that happens, so let's just unpause and watch him go. He quickly forms his own kingdom here, and if you notice, but behind him is a single grass biome pixel, and over these 1,000 years, that will hopefully spread across this entire island, actually giving him resources to, make a kingdom. And as he wanders around actually wondering what to do, you may notice that there's actually a number of resources around him that hopefully he'll be able to utilize in the future. Isaac is very special because he has a nice 421,000 health, essentially making him unkillable, and despite only being 19 years old, he's already the strongest creature in the land by far. He's fast, he's smart, he's diplomatic, weird, and he's ready to have his revenge. And along with following Isaac, we are going to follow these three kingdoms: the Plain Republic, the Jungle Federation, and the Savages. And we will be trying to see if these kingdoms can last the 1,000 years, or if they're even going to be able to defeat Isaac once he's released. Isaac was born in such a way that his genes are almost unstoppable, making him a pure killing machine, not to mention the dozens of positive traits that he's been blessed with. But we have a long way until that fight actually breaks out. It does appear that the grass is beginning to grow though, so that's a good sign. But we're going to leave Isaac here alone for 250 years. That will be a quarter of the way to the mark we're going for. And we're going to do a little time lapse here just to see how these kingdoms expand. And here we are at year 250. I'm immediately noticing that the Plain Republic has spread across the plains. The Savages are not doing the strongest, but the Jungle Federation is also struggling as well. One issue that might pop up during these 1,000 years is I only spawned 500 in each kingdom at the start because I had to turn off the world law handsome migrants, preventing new people from naturally spawning in the world so that the Isaac Empire doesn't get filled up with people. The only issue with that is eventually they may run out of people in the gene pool, and we all know how that's going to work out. But on more interesting news, the Isaac Empire is flourishing. This maybe isn't exactly what flourishing is supposed to look like. Isaac has gotten 2 kills during his tenure on the island, and he picked up an evil staff. I don't know why that's so funny. He already got an evil staff. This guy's ready for war. His health somehow is nearly doubled. I guess it's because he's gone up super high levels, probably just from his age alone, and his stats are now off the chain. But in terms of his kingdom, other than the island itself actually becoming flourishing with life for the most part, he hasn't really done a whole lot. I can see one little tent here right where he's standing, a campfire, and a storage full of what looks like just berries, and that's it. Literally nothing else. I mean, I guess he is alone, so he doesn't need a lot, but still, I would expect at least a little bit more. But I do want to remind all of you that diplomacy and rebellions are on, so anything could happen. Looking at religions here, somehow Isaac has become a member of the Boko religion with 318 people, despite it originating in the jungle, which is interesting. But it appears that the biggest religion is... what a stupid name for a religion. Interestingly, Isaac also has the same culture and speaks the same language as all the jungle people too. I've been watching him and he hasn't left his island, so I wonder what happened. Maybe somehow a guy from the inside got into his empire and converted him. Also, I find it kind of funny when you look on the subspecies tab, you just see all these people around here, giant people with pretty normal names, you think, and then you just look in the middle and you see Isaac. But anyway, we still have a lot more years to go. Let's just check interesting people to see if there's anyone that can even compete with Isaac. The most known isn't Isaac, but I guess he's trapped on an island by himself, so why would he be the most known? Isaac clears the board on every stat except for fastest, which somehow goes to this guy right here, who has 32 speed, which is insane for an 81-year-old man. But anyway, let's see if Isaac can get his kingdom a little more built up here and maybe actually harvest some of these minerals. And I'll see you guys halfway to the marker at year 500. And here comes year 500. There we are. And yeah, the Plain Republic has taken over the world, or the donut, I guess. However, as you may have seen, I'm sure plenty of rebellions will pop up, but honestly, it's probably their best bet once Isaac is released, that they're all under one flag, that way they can unite better. But speaking of Isaac, let's see what he's up to. Nothing. He still has his magic staff, he's even higher level, has better stats, the most diplomatic person you'll ever meet. No clue what diplomacy does in this game, not that he'll need it anyway. And his island is overrun with 93 chickens and 108 sheep. I guess he's just a pacifist because he still has to eat. I never got rid of his need for hunger, so he's eating something. But at least he's happy. Look at this here. He laughed, he swore, he sang, he took a nap, he laughed, he swore, he kind of just does the same 4 things every day, doesn't he? But there's nothing in his life to make him unhappy. That is, except for the Plain Republic. Look at his clan is called Devil. I didn't even change that. That's genuinely just what it's called. He's still yet to utilize any of his minerals. I'm honestly confused what he just does all day. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Well, I guess that's enough out of Isaac. To be fair though, it's not like he really needs a lot. He just needs a house and his berries, and I think he's fine. But at this point, realistically, everyone who was alive when Isaac was exiled to the little, I guess the donut hole here in the middle, they're probably long gone now, meaning that no one here in the Plain Republic actually even knows of his existence at all. And they're gonna be in for quite the surprise. But before we head to year 750 for our last check-in, we should check interesting people. So as expected, Isaac pretty much clears the board here. He's the smartest, the strongest, but once again, he's not the fastest. This random dude here is somehow faster. But Isaac does almost have 1 million health now. But that number will even continue to rise as we simulate to our next checkpoint, year 750. Yeah, if you're still watching at this point during this super awesome, super cool time lapse, clearly I've done something right. So why not like and subscribe? Ha 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 ha. Please, 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 please help. Please help me, please. And here we are at year 750. Not much has changed. Well, except for the completely new kingdom up here. Toriel or whatever, something, I don't know. They've taken a little bite out of the donut here, but that's not what you're here to see. Let's look how Isaac's doing. More sheep. Ooh, Isaac has invested in a couple of pieces of armor here, meaning he actually has mined some of the resources. But still, for the most part, he's doing almost exactly the same thing. His stats are even better. He's even more diplomatic now. And there's still just one house in his kingdom, but in 250 years, he won't even need to be here ever again. He can leave the donut hole to the sheeps, and he can have his revenge. He has over 1 million health now, and I'm sure that'll go up even more. Although, to be fair, once you get more than 1 million health, nothing short of a Tsar Bomba is gonna kill you. Let's just look at interesting people. Isaac is even the richest. He's the smartest, he's the strongest, but he's still not the fastest. But of course, Isaac clears the board on the rest. But now it's time for the final sim to year 1000, where we're gonna let the chaos begin. So here we are at year 1000, you know, congratulations, we did it, it's complete. My only issue is I come back to this. What the hell is going on here? World population has plummeted. There's completely new kingdoms. They have the weirdest names I've ever seen. And they're all fighting each other. Well, Isaac is just chilling here with the sheep. Now he's up to 1.2 million health. But regardless, despite the conflict going on, everyone must have forgotten about Isaac. Because as 1,000 years have passed, the walls, yeah, they start crumbling. Opening up all these different pathways for him to choose. All leading straight onto the mainland. And realizing that he's finally free, Isaac goes mad. And oh yeah, I forgot that he would attack the sheep. Oh no, he's gonna kill all the sheep. Okay, well, after killing the sheep, Isaac decides to finally move. He teleported somewhere. Okay, Isaac heads down south and begins terrorizing the local population. It's been a matter of seconds and he already has 87 kills. Yeah, this guy's a beast. I'm just gonna speed up time super, as I'm just gonna let him run rampant throughout these kingdoms. He's gonna destroy everything in sight. He's absolutely wrecking everyone. You know, it's insane luck that he was given an evil staff at birth, and oh yeah, forgot he's gonna pick up armor now. He has 99% armor, meaning that he blocks 99% of incoming hits, which means that his actual realistic health is 1.3 million times 100, meaning that in total, he actually has roughly 130 million health and 113 kills as well. Yeah, he's the most known person in the world now, that's for sure. At least all the kingdoms have finally ended their wars. Not like it's gonna matter though. Also, I like how immediately, as soon as the kingdom saw this island open up, they immediately started colonizing it. I don't know, it must just be human nature. These kingdoms are trying to send their army. They really are trying their best to shoot everything they have at Isaac. But war population now is well below what it was. It's like a third of what it was. And Isaac may only have 200 kills, but remember that he has an evil staff which shoots fire over here and burns stuff, meaning that a lot of people he's killed probably died from flames and stuff, which don't actually count towards his kills. Did he just smite that guy with lightning? He completely wiped out a village over here. They're just completely gone now. And that's not the first. Almost every single village now has been reduced to less than 100 people. Looks like he took a quick break real quick to go fishing. And for any of you feeling bad for any of the humans, just remember, they trapped this guy on an island alone for 1,000 years because he's green. So don't feel bad for them at all. They deserve this completely. And there are just a handful of people left in the world here. Because boats actually count towards sapient population, that means there's just 2 people left in the world. In just 85 years, he was able to wipe out most humans, although there was a lot of war and stuff. But I mean, we should make them repent for what they've done. So let me find the last 2 people and track them down and deal with them. Here they are, the last 2 people, along with me. I actually just killed one because I have thorns, so I'm trying to get this last guy around. But he's on fire. Let me just put him out of his misery. And that's it. The last person we killed was ironically the king, meaning that only fisherman Isaac here is left. The last human in the world. And we're gonna put him right back on his island, restore his sanity, and spawn in his fellow green brethren around him, and they will form a new kingdom, the Green Empire, where Isaac will lead it benevolently for decades and centuries to come. What a great ending. And that's also where this video will be ending. If you're still watching at this point, clearly you liked it, so you may as well like and subscribe if you haven't already, and also join my Discord, links in the description. You'll probably like that too. I will see you guys in the next one. Farewell.